Okay, so hello and welcome to Craig Pest's channel on a very good quality camera here. This is my new purchase, and wow, this camera is weird. I just got a new camera here, so I'm trying it out on the brand new purchase of a 1977 Porsche 924. You would not believe how much I got this car for, because it was practically free, but I am now missing a car in my fleet. I got rid of the 2003 Volkswagen Golf in favor of this, and I gotta say, this thing is awesome. The Golf is going to be fixed up nice. It's going to be put back on the road, as well as this. I traded the Golf for this thing. Now I'm going to roll this thing off the dolly and take you in for a closer look. Okay, now that it is off the dolly and kind of away from the truck here, let's take a look at it. So, 1977 Porsche 924. This thing I think had an Audi 4-cylinder, which is currently sitting in the truck over there. I'm getting used to this camera still. It's actually a really good camera. And this thing is really cool. So the story on this car, at least from what I know, is somebody bought it in, I think it was Pennsylvania. He bought it earlier last year. And the motor is locked up solid. So the motor being locked up solid is not great. The number 4 cylinder is completely filled with rust. So it's not great. So he bought an engine from a 944, correct me if I'm wrong. And he was going to put it in this, but it's a completely different motor. So once he got the 944 engine and realized that it didn't fit, he kind of gave up on it. He was going to part it out. Then he came over my place. Actually, then I went over his place and looked at a Model T that he had. Not to buy, just, because I was very interested in seeing what a Model T, how all the mechanics work. And he had this sitting there. And I was asking a little bit about this. He said he was going to part it out. So he came over my place. He looked at my car collection, saw the 2003 Volkswagen Golf and the Lincoln. And then he texted me saying that he wanted to trade the Volkswagen for the Porsche. So here we are. Now I have a Porsche and he has a nice Volkswagen Golf. The interior of this thing is, it's actually pretty nice. Let me get in the rear seat really quick. Okay, so in the rear seat of this thing, I gotta say, the rear seat in this car is really small, and seeing where the front seat would be, you would have less legroom, I think, than in a 48 Packard long wheelbase sedan with the jump seats unfolded. Now, the steering wheel looks as though it's kind of straight out of a Volkswagen Beetle or something like that. Just the middle portion does have the really nice Porsche crest, which I love. Gauge cluster, you have I'm assuming that's fuel gauge, it's called tank. Temperature, and then you have various lights. You have your speedometer, which goes up to 150 miles an hour. Now notice, just like the Citroën, the turn signals appear to be just one bulb. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but on the Citroën, both turn signals flash, whether you have the left or right turn signal on. This appears to be one bulb. I'm not so sure if it is, though. And there we have the tachometer, which, for some reason, the red line is only about a little bit after 6,500 to 7,000 RPM, and then it just kind of ends from there. I'm assuming you're just supposed to know, don't go past that. There we have, I believe those are your air conditioning controls. The dashboard is a little bit cracked, but really I don't mind. I actually like that more on the Porsche, showing how it's actually been used. Glove box. It's a glove box. You know, I've never looked in this, actually. Hold on. Let's take a look. Oh. What are these? These are 3D printed. He said something about this. I don't remember what it was. But I do have 3D printed, these are the adapters for the center console here. He 3D printed these too. Or had them 3D printed. I'm not sure. Manual transmission. I think it's a 4-speed, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. How does reverse go in? I'm not quite sure about that. Oh, I think that's reverse. So it is a 4-speed manual. I'm used to 4 speeds, I guess. I don't think I've ever owned a 5-speed except that Golf. Now the handbrake is located on your left side. And it's not like, I think Lamborghini Murcielago maybe it could be, but it doesn't pull up and then you just put it back down. Fiero, that's what I'm thinking. On a Pontiac Fiero, you pull it up and then you just put it back down. This one actually locks up, and I got the lock to work finally. When I brought it here, the lock did not work, so it's locked now. Okay. Sunroof. So this has a Targa top type sunroof thing. This is what I would refer to it as, I guess. It's kind of a Targa. It's like a sunroof, but it comes off as well. So that's cool. We're missing the gas cap. I'm going to have to do that. I think I'm going to have to replace the filler too, because how do I turn the flash on this thing while I'm going? I don't know, but in there, you can't see it, but it is really rusty. Let's get the key out. All right, we got the key here. Beautiful. Focus, please. There we go. Beautiful Porsche key. And unlike any other car I've owned, you push it backwards, right? I don't think I had the key in the right way. Yeah, there we go. Backwards. And the struts work. I think he actually replaced those. But in the rear here, we have a lot of parts. We have all the air filter components. We have this. This is cool in itself. Let me take this out. So this rotted husk right here on the ground, I think he said this was a turbo manifold for a 924. And he was going to throw this out. I didn't want him to do that. I think I might be able to fix this. Probably not, but it's still a good conversation piece if you know Porsches, because it's a turbo manifold. It's really cool. So if I can't fix that, that's going to go hang on my wall in the set. So the Che, should I say, of Porsche decided to break loose a while ago. So I'm going to have to glue that, or maybe, I don't know. People, viewers of YouTube, what is the best way to reattach this to PORS? Because it's made of metal, which I'm surprised. I thought it would be plastic. But what's the best way to reattach this? I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to try super glue, but I'd rather have input from all of you. So I'm going to put that in my pocket. This is quite hard to close with the new struts, and I think I'm going to grab the key, put it in. Rear end treatment of this car is beautiful. I absolutely love it. 924, of course. This is just a wonderful car. This is beautiful. I'm going to put it back on the road. I'm going to take... The next video is either going to be a Citroen video or that engine in there coming apart, because I might want to... I want to take that thing apart. I want to take the head off and just take a look at cylinder number 4, because I think it's number 4 that's destroyed. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, so this is my new Porsche. Never thought I'd own a Porsche, but here it is, and it is beautiful.